Guys, welcome to the channel. I am very orangey right now. I haven't worn the shirt in a while, so I have never worn this on the channel, so I thought I would brighten it up a little bit. Um, if you like our channel, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated with new videos as they come. And leave us some comments. Let us know what topics you want us to cover, and we'll try to cover them if we can. And like this video, get and help us like get our content out there, because we're trying to like get some like have this as a good hub for a content on OCD and anxiety. So yeah, if you like this and you think it's helpful, to like go on and share it with other people who might have chronic anxiety or like OCD, so in hopes of helping them as well. The video I wanted to do today was just talking about 5 common roadblocks on the recovery journey that we often fall into, but we don't. At times, we are not able to identify them, or we're not able to break away from them, and we stay in that like repetitive cycle. So the first one is assigning blame to people in the past. I think this is something that I have been very guilty of. And it's about because ultimately recovery work is you being able to take more responsibility for yourself, for your actions, and just realizing that you are the person responsible for you to eventually get better as well. So if we keep blaming, if we stay in that cycle of like bitterly blaming other people, and I'm not saying that someone might not have done you wrong in life, I mean 100% that might have happened, but also we also have to then work on unconditional life acceptance, as we say, you where you are able to come to terms and really, like, in other words, you can come to terms and be at peace with whatever happened, even if it was something really bad. I mean, I know I've been there myself. I mean, at times it's like, if this is something that was really bad that happened to me, how can I let go of this? I think there's a difference between um like letting go and forgetting. Like, I'm not asking you to forget it. I think what acceptance eventually comes down to is not forgetting, but being able to let go and being able to move on in that sense, and not like recycle that and rehash that in your mind and in conversations over and over and over again. And then I was also just constantly blaming other people for my flaws, that, oh, because this person did this to me, this event impacted me that way, that's why I am the way I am today. It was almost like I was fixing myself in this one place of like being a certain of this one singular kind of person, and that really wasn't helping me at all, because I was then fixing the idea of who I am as a person and not keeping any flexibility for that. Because if I am doing that to myself, then I'm not making any room for change in my life. So, assigning blame to people and the past, and just saying that I am the way I am because of this, then you are defining your life by those people or those events, and you are not making room for change and transformation in your life. So really, working on acceptance, unconditional life acceptance, unconditional self acceptance for being that person, and unconditional other acceptances. When and acceptance, again, acceptance does not mean agreement, acceptance does not mean liking it, acceptance does not mean promoting it. Acceptance just means, again, it's that release of that internal, like, mm, this tight grip that we have on everything, and these rigid beliefs and rigid ways of behaving, that we have to let go of. It's that release of those claws, and you can, again, like I said, it's not about forgetting, it's just about being able to embrace it, and accept that those things happen, and move on from there. Like, move forward from there, not move on, move forward from there. The second one is thinking recovery or progress will come without any effort. And in fact, I feel like sometimes we are trying to make that effort to recover, but those aren't things that are actually very helpful for us. So we might be thinking that, oh, I have been trying to think a different way, or I have been trying to behave a different way, I have been trying to compulse my way out of this, or I mean, but those aren't like the efforts that actually are serving us for recovery. Those might be things that they obviously feel like an effort because they are an effort, but um, those aren't the things that get us better. So, and because we've been suffering for so long, I think we tend to believe, or we like to believe at times, that because I've been suffering for so long, at some point it has to stop on its own, right? I mean, it should stop on its own. But unfortunately, that's not really how OCD recovery works in that sense. So um, we really have to think, okay, what kind of effort should I make? And we really have to prioritize recovery then and put in that effort, whether it's doing difficult exposures or taking time out for disputing, like just prioritizing your recovery and making time for it, and then like seeing, okay, am I making progress or am I not making progress? Because just waiting for OCD to just let up one day on its own and just like have that relief on its own, that most likely will not happen, and that does not happen that way, unfortunately. OCD is a very stubborn, sticky kind of disorder, especially if you're suffering in a very chronic kind of format. The third one is making happiness slash joy a prerequisite to taking action. So again, this is something that I have been, wait, let me just fix the camera angle a little bit. This is something that I was terribly guilty of as well. I did this a lot, where I was constantly thinking that, okay, I need to be in a less anxious and less fearful place to be able to make progress and be able to take action, or read the book that Rob recommended, or do that exposure that I know I need to do, or add more life structure. When I feel more at peace, when I'm more happier, when I'm feeling more motivated, when I'm feeling braver, that's when I will do it. So um, I mean, when we make that a prerequisite to take action in life, and not just for recovery, by the way, it's also just for other things in life, that, okay, I will pursue a relationship when I'm happier, or I will apply for that job when I'm happier, I will move to a new house when I'm happier, I will do my engagement when I'm happier. So, when you're making your emotion the prerequisite for taking action in life, or just doing things that you want to do in life, pursuing goals, whether it's recovery or otherwise, that's when it will elude you the most. That's when it will feel the farthest the most, because there will never be a moment that feels perfect enough for you to take action in life. It will never be good enough for you to be great, because even on a day that you are feeling really happy, and when if you think that, okay, today I will go on a date, let's say, you might start to then think, okay, but what if the date goes bad and then all this happiness goes away? So, I mean, OCD will always find a way to get in again, and it will try to find a way to adapt and bother you in another angle. So we have to make room for being able to do things in life, whether we are anxious, sad, angry, frustrated, feeling low, any of those things. And that's where we start to like really recalibrate like the way we think and approach and perceive things, that we don't need happiness, we don't need joy to be able to do things in life. We can do them even with imperfect emotions or imperfect sensations in our body, so, or intrusive thoughts in our head. So go ahead with doing things regardless of how you are emotionally feeling about them. Number four is being avoidant and resistant to change or a new way of living. So again, like, I think because we are so stuck in certain habits and just these very fixed ways of thinking, behaving, and feeling, that we think that, oh, because I have been this way since I was a child, this is the right way. And I just did a video on like when you're feeling stuck in recovery, so what you can do for that, and this is what I talk about in that video as well, where we have to make room for growth, we have to make room for transformation. And when we are behaving, thinking, feeling a certain way since a very young age, we become very blind to our flaws, or we become blind to things that might not be actually helping us or serving us in life. So a lot of habits, a lot of ways of thinking, a lot of ways of how we conduct our relationships or our daily life, those are actually hindrances to us in being in a more peaceful, rational, more content place in life. So when we start to really become a bit flexible with the way we are trying to live our life, that's when that's when we make room for changes. That's when we make room for transformation. That's when we make room for newer perspectives, and therefore we give ourselves that chance for recovery, and we give ourselves that chance for lesser, like, chronic anxiety and chronic fear. So just being flexible about that, just making room in your life is a really important step. If you don't want to change the way you behave, if you don't want to change the way you think, then most likely recovery will come very hard. I mean, it'll be very hard to make progress in recovery or achieve recovery. So, and I know, I mean, again, I've done another video on fear of losing control as well, where we are so tightly wound around, like, okay, no, but life must be this way. And we are so afraid that if we let up just a little bit, if we give up just a little bit of that control and that tight grip, everything will start to fall apart. But that's how we've trained our brain to think over the years. So changing that and making room for, like I said, for newer ways is really key. And the last one is waiting for the perfect time to do anything. And that's kind of like related to point number 3, where we are making, like, maybe happiness or joy like a prerequisite. So with this as well, like, waiting for the perfect time is like, oh, I mean, I will do this when, after I'm done with my exams, that's when I'll start to, work on recovery. Or when I'm done with my wedding, then I'll start working on ROCD. Or even, like, again, non OCD stuff and goals as well. Like, oh, I will do this when I am in a better place, or when I feel it's the right time in me, when my gut feels like it's the right time. With OCD, our gut feelings are hijacked by OCD. We don't really have any gut feelings. And our gut feelings are usually those that are avoidant, or keeping us out of discomfort, or making us do compulsions because we feel like it feels right in my gut to do this. And when we don't do compulsions, which is the way to recovery, we feel like we are doing something so wrong, but that's actually the right way. So if that, I mean, yeah, I mean, just keep that in mind as well. I mean, it will feel wrong, but it'll be the right thing. So waiting for that perfect time to do things in life. Oh, when I'm recovered, only then will I apply for that dream job, or when I'm recovered, then I will do my PhD, or whatever goal you are putting off, whatever thing that you are putting off and waiting for the perfect time. That's really, again, that's trying to make something or force something to happen a certain way, and making sure that there's success and happiness and, like, nothing bad that comes your way. So unfortunately, we can't force life or ourselves that way. So unconditional life acceptance over here especially becomes really, really helpful, because you are able to, again, embrace that uncertainty and have that acceptance of the potential worst case scenario. That your worst case scenario is that, oh, I might pursue doing this and I will not make any progress, or I will not successfully be able to do this. So making room for that, making room for whatever your worst case scenario is, and working on acceptance of that. That's what unconditional life acceptance can really, really help with. Yeah, I just wanted to touch on those 5 roadblocks, and I hope those, like, give you some enlightenment in that way. If you think there are any more that are maybe holding you back, let us know, and maybe we can include them and elaborate on them, and discuss them in a new video as well. So, yeah, take care of yourselves and wear brighter colors in life, and hope you have a good rest of the day.